What's going on, YouTube? This here is a contest submission, or subs contest entry for Vincru12000 subs. First, congrats on your amazing amount of subscribers. 450 is a lot of people, and you definitely deserve it. I don't know how long I've been subscribed to you, but I know I've been watching it for your channel for a while, and you have a lot of you get a lot of great deals. You're definitely a lot more patient than me with finding books. You know, I'm one of those people. If you watch my videos, that if I want a book, I'll pay for it. You know. I try to find it for a little bit in the wild and try to get a good deal on it, but you know, sometimes some books just pop up that I just really want, and I do pay a premium for them sometimes, you know, and I overpay, and I know you don't, you know. So, but you're also always nice enough to comment on my videos, and I really do appreciate that. You know, I try to comment on people's videos, but recently it's been really hard for me. But yeah, I found that, you know, you've actually commented on most of my recent videos and everything, and you know, I do really appreciate that. But yeah, so you had some a number of questions. Hopefully I'll answer them all. I watched the video, and I'm not sure if you know, if I'll be able to answer them the way you want me to answer them. But I'll give it my best shot. You know, I believe there was 5 questions, and the first one is, what do I think will happen in the future of comics? Well, I know I watched other people's videos for this contest submission, and I know they were talking about a lot of people were talking about the whole the movie, where movies are going and everything like that. And honestly, I really don't know a lot about that whole scene. I don't, you know, I do hear, you know, about what movies are going to be made here and there, but I don't really watch too much into it, because what I found was that it was affecting how I collect it earlier. I was, you know, if I heard a movie was coming, or a book was, the rights were published, or purchased or whatever, you know, I was going out and running out and buying that book, and it's just no way to collect. So I kind of stay away from that. You know, I do hear, you know, of course I've heard about, you know, the Suicide Squad, but I didn't read any articles about it. I don't even know who's playing what. I know people have talked about who they already have the cast and stuff. I don't know who's playing what in that. So I'm trying not to follow too much about that stuff. I think it's at least for me, it's a bad way for me to collect. So I'm trying to collect nowadays what I like. And it's still difficult, especially watching YouTube and you overhear people talking about things. But yeah, so the way I'm going to answer this question is just what I think is going to happen to comic books. You know, right now comic books are insane. The prices, the value of books are just shot up way out of control. And I've only been collecting about 2 years. 2 years right now. And I've just seen the price increase in the last 2 years, just insane. It really is. It's, you know, and what I think is going to happen, I think sooner or later it's going to crash. You know, it's just going to, you know, the values of books are going to drop. I mean, you're already seeing in some books, you know, some of these movies that come out, or TV shows or whatever, and the value of books just shoot up, and then as soon as the movie's over or whatever, the value of the books just drop. Like what was that one? That Thor. Oh my God, I can't remember. It's the first appearance of what's his name, the elf, Malik. Well, you know what I'm talking about. But that his first appearance is like, you know, before the movie was coming out, it was, you know, it was up there, you know, in the price of the book. Now I actually just saw one sell for a few bucks, you know. So, you know, it kind of makes me worried about my own collection, because I paid some money for some of these books, you know, and especially something like the Walking Dead series. which I did. I have a lot of the books. I have most of the books, and I started collecting after the TV show started. So I paid a pretty good premium for a lot of them. I'm not saying I overpaid for. Cause I don't think I overpaid for what they were worth at the time I bought them, but I'm just worried about once the show's over, the price is going to plummet. But I personally think The Walking Dead is one of those ones that's going to hold its value, but it's going to hold its value better than some other books, I think. But I really do think that this whole craziness surrounding comic books right now, with value-wise, and and people collecting that are just movie fans and stuff like that. It's all going to change. I think sooner or later things are going to calm down. So I think book values are going to go back down and start becoming more affordable sooner or later. I do believe that. So yeah. Okay, are we in a bubble? I think, well, I want to answer that like, as in, let's say this community, the YouTube community, comic book collectors. I think we definitely are in a bubble. I think we help create the value of these books. I don't know if it's, I was thinking about this yesterday when I was looking at making this video. And I was thinking about something I noticed. I don't know if it's, what causes what, but I know Merce, Merce not such a big presence in this community. I think the guy has like over 2,000 subscribers or something like that, for this community. That's a lot of subscribers. But I swear, when he puts a book up and he says, hot book alert, you can go on eBay and you'll see that book go up in price. It's insane. So I'm not sure if the book was already going up in price before he says it, or is it because he says it that the book goes up in price? So. But I do think we live in a bubble. I think that we definitely create the value of these books. We create what's popular, because we all communicate with each other. Hey, read this series. This is what's going on here. This is what's going on there. And I think we are in our own little bubble. And I don't know if there's not really much more I can say about that. Hopefully that answers the question how I feel about it. Okay. Problems or criticisms, I guess, again with the big three: Marvel, DC, and Image. My biggest criticism of Marvels are, I think I saw Adam Day's video. He said something about stop the tie-ins. I totally agree. I don't want to have to read 10 different series just to follow a storyline. I don't want to have to do it. I mean, once in a while maybe I think it'd be okay, to have this big tie-in event, but to do it all the time, constantly, one after the other, is just insane. And I don't want to have to buy all these books just to follow a storyline. And also invest more time into some better writing. I basically completely stopped reading Marvel because there's nothing that interests me in Marvel right now. There's I still buy the Thor, God of Thunder, whatever. That stuff. I'm still buying the Thor books. But I think God of Thunder was the one I really enjoyed. Even Superior Spider-Man, I did like that. But there's not really. I mean, me personally, I don't find a lot to hold me, to hold my interest in Marvel right now. So, which is why recently I've been buying a lot of DC and a lot of mostly independent books and stuff, like Image, and even some of the other books, like some Titan books and what else. Just some of the more independent books. So, of course, Rachel Rising has been my favorite series. For a while now, I've been reading those books. But yeah, and I've also been focusing now since Marvel was my big collector. The The one I collected the most of was Marvel. Since I've stopped collecting newer Marvels, I've been focusing now on the old Silver Age and Bronze Age stuff now. So spend my money that way. But yeah, problems. Okay, like I said, and variants. Oh my God, I'm so sick of these freaking variants. Variants for everything. Like every single book that comes out has multiple variants. It's insane. I know other the other corporate, whatever you want to call it, the publishers, or they do their own variant thing, but I'm okay with the way they do it. They do one here, one there. They don't do like. I think it was Adam Day yesterday. I was just watching his video recently. That's why he's still in my head. But I watched a bunch of other people. I think he just said something about how, which I know Star Wars is coming out with a bunch of variants, but he said he heard something like 32 variants for Star Wars. That's insane. My local store has a list of books you can, the variants that you can pre-order through them, and I did tell them to get me the J. Scott Campbell variants, but that's the only one I'm buying. And he's like, "Oh, what, you don't want the Alex Ross sketch one?" I'm like, "Hell no, I ain't paying $110 for a freaking variant cover for a brand new book." It's insane. I don't know. I got caught up in that before, but it's just so many variances. It just stop. I mean, a variant really should be for a special event. It should be, like I could see doing a variant cover for #1, fine, but don't do 30 of them. Don't do what was it? Even DC did it for Justice League. They did the state flags. That was insane. One for every different state flag. But yeah, stop the variants. I am so sick of them, and it's another reason I stopped buying Marvel too. Because I mean, I'm definitely addicted to comic book collecting. So, and if I buy one, I want to get every variant. I just want to complete the collection. It's horrible for me. So that's why I just don't buy them now. Because if I buy one, I want to get them all. So I that's why I'm not buying a lot of Marvels. It's one of the reasons. So okay, now DC. I don't really have. Couldn't really think of too much about DC right now. I'm really into DC. I like a lot of the stuff they're doing. One thing I did agree with Adam Day was he talked about. I think other people have talked about too. What do you talk? The weekly ones, the weekly books. I think it is a little much, I do read, certain books like Future's End and stuff like that, and it's so easy to get, Batman Eternal, and it's just so easy to get caught behind on, every week buying another book every week, and it's just so much to read, and I know also we're talking about, the price of books with Marvel being so expensive, the cover price for the book, and DC having a $2.99 cover price, but DC has a weekly book at $2.99 isn't really that really cheaper, because you're buying it one every week, so, but yeah, I wish they would maybe do it bi-weekly or something like that, and also with Image. I'm kind of just following along with Adam Day because he made a lot of good points I agree with. He was talking about how Image also, and also some of the other independent companies too, publishers or whatever, like Boom, I think was one I had a problem with. But when they put a new book out and you get into the series and you start reading it, and then all of a sudden there's not another book for months. And you gotta wait months, like it happened for me for in Boom. It happened to me for Dayman. It seemed I went almost 6 months without a new book, and it just one popped up, and then two popped up, I think, and then I haven't seen another one since. So I just wish they would be more consistent, and then also Image, I like a lot of their books they're coming out right now. There's a lot of good books I think they're putting out. But there are a lot of different series, and they just seem to keep putting new ones out, doing a few books, and then just moving on to another one. It just seems to get so many books going on right now, and it's kind of hard to keep up with all of them. So I think they should really focus on some really good books that they have a good fan base for, and just really focus on them and getting them out in time, and putting the effort into them. Because there is a lot of books coming out, but there are some that I think are really good. So a lot of the books I do read are actually from Image right now. But yeah, other than that, I think for me personally, I think Image is one of the better companies, at least for me. You know, I like their stories, or more the stuff I like, and DC also. Marvel right now, I'm just really disillusioned with Marvel. I just really don't, not really into Marvel. I'm kind of babbling here, so I'm just going to move on. It's almost a rant. Who would I want to do my portrait? I know this is. I have to go back to my favorite artist is Nick Hardy. I know he's not here anymore, but you know, I would love to have Nick Hardy do mine. I know I've heard people say Alex Ross and stuff. I know that would be cool, but who else would it be? If I could have someone living, I definitely want Nick Hardy to do a drawing for me. Living, not Alex Ross. Oh my God. I think Adam Hughes would be a good one. I think he's really good, and yeah, I would say, instead of saying Alex Ross being like everyone else, saying I really like Adam Hughes stuff too. So yeah, that's where I go with that. Okay, and the last question, which I found kind of cool. If I had choices, first one was Fantastic Four #1 or Showcase #4, which is the first Barry Allen as a Flash. This one's, you know, for me it would be pretty easy, I think, you know, but it is kind of a hard decision because I would love to have both those books. You know, the Showcase #4 is worth a lot. I think it's, I don't know, the Flash I'm into, especially recently, but Fantastic Four #1 I would have to pick, and that's only because it's the first Marvel book, and I don't know, it's just the first Marvel book. I just want it, you know. It's one of those books it's one of my holy grails, you know. And if I had a choice between the two, I would definitely pick Fantastic Four. I wouldn't even think twice about it. However, I would love to have Showcase #4, but I think the Fantastic Four #1 is more in my league, as you know, to be able to get a lower grade copy of it or something. Maybe someday I can actually do that. Okay, Batman #1 or Amazing Spider-Man #1? Well, I would have to say Batman #1, and the reason for that is because I already have my Amazing Spider-Man #1. It's not in great condition. It's a .5, but it's still Amazing Spider-Man #1, so I don't have to worry about that. So I would definitely go for a Batman #1. Next one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 or Walking Dead #1. Well, I will go for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, and the reason that is because I already have a Walking Dead #1, and it's Signature Series. Robert Kirkman 9.6. I'm just showing this off again as I got this last week. Got it back, graded. So showing it off again. But yeah, even before this though, even if I didn't have this, I'll be honest with you, I love The Walking Dead and everything, but this book is attainable. I could actually get this book if I didn't have it already. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's, you know, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that, you know, because the prices are just, I mean, they're so rare, you know. So I've seen them even in the mid-grade. I think I've seen a 5.5, and it sold for over $4,000, and I just don't know if there'd be a time where I can spend that kind of money, especially. I don't know. I'm not sure if I had that kind of money to spend. I think I would rather buy instead of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'd probably buy like a Fantastic Four #1, or even a Hulk #1, like a lower grade Hulk #1, or something like that. You know, X-Men #1, or Journey into Fantasy '83. You know, one of my grails right there. So okay, and the last one was New Mutants '98. Or I don't know if it was a Harley Quinn #1 or the Batman Adventures #12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. But I have all of them. So, But if I had to, if I didn't pull and everything, but I just like Harley Quinn a lot better. She's a lot hotter. So, but yeah, thanks Vincru for having this contest. You definitely deserve all your subs. I really enjoy watching your videos, and I hope you keep making them. And hopefully I'll get some of the deals you get. And I won't be. I think it was you just sent me a message. I haven't responded yet. About how you. I'm pretty sure it was you that said something about you cringing about how much money I spent on my comic books because you have the same books and you would sell them to me for a fraction of the price. I'm pretty sure that was you that said that to me. But oh well, c'est la vie, So, but yeah, thanks for having the contest. Congrats and good luck to whoever wins. Bye.